I thought I would do a what's in my go bag, kind of unpacking. I am due in 4.5 weeks, which means it could really come anytime now. So, without further ado, this is the bag I'm using. It's the size of a carry-on. I got it originally in culinary school to carry all of my tools. Pastry chefs use a lot more than knives, so it was quite full then. So there's 3 pockets. In the outside pocket, I have these hot hand warmers. I don't know if you've ever used them, but they're really great. They're disposable. They last 10 hours of heat per pack. You just shake them up, and the chemicals inside interact with oxygen or something and make them warm. They're great because our birthing class recommended that the dads of the babies have some kind of a heating pad to massage with if it gets sore. I'm afraid you're tilting a little. Hang on. For soreness. So we don't have an electric pad that we already own. The only hot things that we have require being microwaved, and they really don't last that long. And I don't really need them very often, so I thought it would be a little silly to buy a whole expensive electric heating pad that we may or may not even use at the hospital, that'll take up a bunch of extra space when we can just use these. So there's 4 in a package. So we got these. I have a blue pillowcase so that I can put it on my pillow. They said that you could bring your own pillow when you might want to, and I agree because I have a really special pillow. It's one of those ergonomic ones or whatever. But they said if you bring your own pillow, it would be best to put a colored pillowcase on it so it doesn't accidentally get mistaken for a hospital pillow. So I have a blue pillowcase to swap out before we leave or on the way. And then I have this anklet. It was a gift from a friend of mine. It makes me feel confident when I wear it. I'm very self-conscious of my feet, so I like the idea of having this on if there's going to be nurses and stuff like down around my feet area, just to give them something prettier to look at. I'll probably also paint my toenails before the big day if I get the chance. So that's all that's in the upper or the outside pocket for now. I may add like a bottle of lotion or something. In the middle pocket, I have fresh toothbrushes for Jim and I, just real basic ones. I have a travel deodorant for Jim. I have the last of a deodorant for me, because I didn't see any reason to buy a whole new one when I was almost out, but not quite. So I went ahead and just put the almost out one away and started a new one for myself, so that it's already in the bag and I won't forget it. Then I have travel conditioner and travel shampoo for Jim. I probably won't need it because my hair is really, really thick and my skin is very dry. So I typically only wash my hair like 2, maximum 3 times a week. And I'm probably not going to be too worried about that after laboring, unless I just get way messier than expected. I have toothpaste, and I have these, which are, don't forget these wipes, vanilla and coconut facial wipes. I got these not only to wipe my face while I'm laboring, because I'm sure I'll get sweaty, and these have aloe, so that's kind of a nice, like, refreshing thing. But I also am pretty self-conscious about, like the 2 pairs of shoes that I have that don't require tying, also don't require socks, and they get stinky sometimes. And I'm nervous that the day that I go into labor, I won't be, like, I'll be to the point where I can't tie my shoes anymore, or they'll just be convenient and I'll put them on. But I really don't want my feet to stink. Again, if nurses are going to be near my feet, I really don't want to smell. So these are to wipe my feet, and I'm going to have Jim help me clean my feet before any nurses are checking me out, if I can possibly help it. Obviously, if there's an emergency, nobody cares, but I'm very self-conscious about that. So these are to clean my face and my feet, and there's 20 wipes, so I don't have to use the same wipe for both purposes. Then I have a couple of snacks. Now, I'm not allowed to eat once I get to the hospital until I deliver, in case they have to do an emergency C-section or something. They want my stomach empty. So these are for after delivery. A couple of different resources that I've looked at have said I'll want snacks for when I'm nursing, especially like nighttime cluster feeding, in case, you know, I don't want to rely on vending machines and be disappointed or spend a bunch of extra money on vending machines. Or if my husband's finally napping after the baby's born and I'm up cluster feeding, I can't go get that. So they just suggested that I have some snacks on hand if I want to. So I have 2 protein bars. These protein bars are actually also gestational diabetes friendly snacks. They're only 15 grams of carbs per bar, so I can have them anytime, but since they're in the go bag, they probably won't be used till after the baby's born. And I have 2 Millville brand chewy chocolate chip granola bars. So those are just sort of an option for variety. And then I have 2 facial masks. The reason I have these is one of my tricks that I've been doing for more weight management and making better decisions is when I want to treat myself, or I feel like I've earned a treat, or I'm having a really bad day. I have been treating myself to these cheap little facial masks rather than snacks, like delicious junk food, so that I can still feel pampered without consuming calories. And they cost usually like $2. Sometimes they're $1.50 on sale. I think these were on sale. These are from Whole Foods. There's one that is age-defying acai and one that is brightening apple. So I'll have a choice. So I just thought this might be nice as a refresher after many hours of labor, if I'm kind of going nuts, or after I give birth, maybe I'll want to do one when I'm kind of calming down, to feel like a woman. I know a lot of people like to put on a fresh face of makeup after labor to feel like more human, and I don't wear makeup, so this is kind of my makeup. And it's also just a treat. So I don't know if I'll use them, but I wanted to have them in case that sounds pleasant. So that's what's in the outside pocket. So mostly just toiletries, and I'll also be adding contact lenses and a glasses case to this sort of last minute. And then in the big pocket, now I don't know which pocket I'll add this to, probably the middle one or the outside one, but this is a nightgown that I currently am using because it's a maternity nightgown, but it doubles as a nursing nightgown, and it's really comfortable. So I intend to pack this so that I can have it to wear after the delivery in the hospital, if they'll let me, because it's comfortable, I feel confident in it, and it's nursing friendly. So, but I'm not going to pack it yet because I still wear it pretty often. So I don't know which bag that'll go in. Jim will have a second bag for his, like, stuff that he still uses every day. Like, this is sort of the stuff we can afford to pack ahead of time. But he has a few items that I'll outline later. But anyway, on the inside I have baby's first teddy bear. Feels a little impractical, but it's just so cute, and I'm anxious to give it to the baby. It's actually, my mom made it, and it's actually a replica of the one that I've had since I was a kid, since I was a baby, actually. There's a story behind this bear, but basically it's really, really old. So I just thought it'd be fun to give that to my baby. Then I have a pair of slippers that were gifted to me in my baby shower. They are ridiculously bougie and kind of like just ostentatious, but they are so soft. They are faux fur, but they feel like a bunny rabbit. And they're just so silly. Like, elegant that they make me smile. And I want things to be making me smile while I'm in the hospital. So I've got my slippers. I have a colored towel. Several resources have said that I'll want to bring my own big fluffy towel because the towels at hospitals are usually basically like the size of a hand towel and the texture of cardboard. So they also, again, like the pillowcase, they said if you bring your own, don't bring white or it might get mixed up with the linens in the hospital. So I got a nice big bright purple. I actually got this like new for way on sale at Ross, just because I wanted like a big like beach size like fluffy towel. I have, this is the first thing I actually registered for when I found out I was pregnant. It is a burrito blanket. It's a tortilla blanket. So you can turn your baby into a burrito. I just think it's cute. And it's just ridiculously soft. So depending on how long we are there, this may never get used, but it might be fun for a little picture of a tiny little burrito baby with a little burrito hat. It kind of inverts like this. So it's smaller than it looks, but so that is the blanket that I'm bringing, the like receiving blanket. I have some other swaddlers, so I'll find out if they have a preference, like if we wanted to pick, like I don't know if the receiving blanket that they talk about is like the literal one that you catch the baby with. But if it is, it probably won't be this one. I'll get a muslin one. But I have these hats and little baby mittens, and they have like elephants on them with little bowler hats on them. And I love elephants and I collect antique hats. So this was just too cute. One of my friends gave it to me. So I don't know, again, if I'll have the opportunity to use it. I don't even know the gender of the baby, so we'll see if he or she looks cute in one of these. I think that one of them will work either way, but anyway, I just thought it wouldn't hurt to have, kind of as a fun thing. I have snacks for Jim. I probably will supplement this with more things that I know he likes. These were actually, 3 of these were gifts for Christmas in our stockings from my mother-in-law. And she's so sweet, but she likes to buy experimental, like, wacky things that no one's ever tried before for holidays and stuff like that. And sometimes they're terrible. And I don't blame her because she's like, let's be fun and spontaneous and experimental. So, but we have these left over from Christmas. They haven't expired yet. So I went ahead and threw them in to see if they'll get some use. Basically, this one is a honey cinnamon super grain immunity bar with turmeric and manuka honey. So it's like a protein, like super healthy protein bar. And I've got 2 of those. And then there's a Skinny Jimmy Wake and Focus Cookies and Cream Clean Protein Bar with caffeine and omega-3. And it's teeny weeny, but I thought a caffeinated protein bar might be very welcome in the wee hours of the day if he's been helping me labor all night. And then I got him his favorite flavor of Cliff Bar, which is spiced pumpkin pie. So I might get some more snacks for him, but you get the general idea. We have a bottle. I know that the hospital will probably provide a bottle if a bottle becomes necessary. I'm hoping to nurse, but I know that sometimes it can take a while for the nursing to like happen, and sometimes you want to feed the baby in the meantime. So, but this one is like has special, like it's specially made for the best orthodontic scenario for the baby. So if we do end up bottle feeding, I may ask them to use this. It's also supposed to help the baby still be open to latching if you're struggling with nursing and you're kind of doing both. This kind of nipple is supposed to help with that. I also have a pacifier that is a newborn pacifier with the same idea. It's supposed to teach them to suck in a good way and not to get used to the silicone instead of like mom. So we have this. I don't know if we'll use it, but I want to have it just in case. I have dark chocolate Oreos. I bought these the day before I found out I had gestational diabetes. So we just left them sealed and put them in the bag as sort of a promise that I've earned it by the time I've had the baby, because I should hopefully not have gestational diabetes after I deliver. I mean, I won't. I'll have either nothing or I'll have actual diabetes at that point. But there's only a 2% chance that it'll stick after I deliver. So we're just fingers crossed that that's just not going to be the case. So I have these just in case. And then I have this. It's technically a hospital gown you can bring from home. I got it on Amazon. It's kind of moo-moo looking, but it's a little bit more dignified and a little more stylish than an actual hospital gown, but it has all the snaps in all the right places so that I can nurse, so that they can remove it quickly if they need to, if there's an emergency. And in the meantime, I can feel like I'm maintaining a shred of dignity, which from what I've heard, I won't really care about, but right now I do. So I got this, I registered for this on Amazon and got it as a baby shower gift. And then finally, I have this. This is the taking home outfit for the baby. It says, "And so the adventure begins." My mom embroidered it. It's kind of hard to see, but so this is the last thing that is currently in the bag. We will be adding a few items. I will be adding tonight, I will be adding my birth plan, a paper copy of it. And then when we get closer to the day, well, like when I go into labor, a lot of TV kind of makes you think like the minute you go into labor, your water breaks and you rush to the hospital. But really, usually you start labor like anywhere from like 8 hours to 2 days before you actually have to leave for the hospital. So we'll have plenty of warning and plenty of time. So some of the items that we'll be adding like at the last minute, because we use them on a daily basis, will be hair clips. These are sleep phone pajamas for your ears. They're headphones that you can sleep in. They're flat so they don't hurt your ears to sleep on your side. They cover your eyes. They're really comfortable. I use them every night, so I'm not going to pre-pack them, but I think they're going to be really, really helpful in the hospital. Just not only for sleeping, but also I can play ASMR playlists to soothe me while I'm laboring. Or music or whatever. So I'll have my headphones. Both of us will be bringing our pillows. We'll also be bringing, obviously, phone charge cords, contact cases, glasses. Jim will be bringing his Nintendo Switch for the times in between contractions to play games if he wants to. He'll be bringing his laptop for work because he'll be working remotely after the baby's born for the first few days to save his paid leave, like push it off a little longer if he can, because he doesn't have very much paid leave. He hasn't had his job for very long. So he'll have his laptop and maybe a book. I will have maybe a comic book because I figure I won't be reading a book, like, especially by the time I get to the hospital, contractions will be about 5 minutes apart. That can last for many hours, but there's no way I'm going to read a chapter or have the focus with 5 minutes apart to really be doing anything like reading at all. But I thought there might be a chance that a comic book, like one single comic page, I don't know, if I get bored. I'm a big reader, so I'm not sure TV or something like that's going to be a huge option. But you just never know. Some people have a mild labor, some people have a really like rough labor. So I'm going to plan for boredom, and then if I never use any of that stuff, that's okay. And if I do use it, I'll be glad I have it. So we'll probably bring a Bible. But other than that, and I'll also be bringing I'll be packing, after I start labor, I'll be packing a wearing home outfit, or I'll have instructions for my mom to come get it and bring it to the hospital if we do have like an emergency situation where I go straight to the hospital for some reason. But it'll probably be, it may be this dress because it's just so comfortable, but this isn't a nursing friendly dress, so I may see if I get any nursing friendly like clothing in my second baby shower coming up this weekend, and if I don't, I'll put together a super comfortable outfit, and I might show that if somebody wants to see it. But basically, you know, a going home outfit that's comfortable. I may also get, I may special order a few sets of postpartum underwear. I've heard that you get some from the hospital, but it seems like people either love them or hate them. So I don't know which one I'll be. So I might just have some backups for myself. And other than that, I feel like we're pretty prepared for the go bag. I do need to register with the hospital tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm also going to get the car seat, like I want to put it in and get it checked, inspected by the fire department to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. So anyway, that is what is in my go bag. And yeah, Jim's go bag is going to be kind of like a guy gadget bag with phone cords and other electronic essentials. But he's pretty low maintenance, so I don't think he'll need much more other than the hygiene items and maybe a change of clothes. And he can put that in his own bag. So, because technically once I'm in the hospital, he theoretically would have the freedom to go home if he really, really had to. Or someone can bring him stuff. So I'm not as concerned about him. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions, I'm going to post this hopefully before the baby comes. So if you have any suggestions for things I need to add that you just found absolutely essential, if you have any like heckles about things that I put in here that you thought were going to be essential and totally weren't, I'd love to hear all about that. Just feel free to comment, and please subscribe.